Hi, okay, I think things should be uh, working now. So hi, everybody. I am Joshua. Today is July the 4th, 2017, and I'm working on my lunch break roguelike. Um, so what this is a little video game project that I work on over my lunch hour. Today my lunch hour is coming a little bit late. I Today is a holiday in the United States, for those of you who do not know. And today, the family and I, we went downtown and there was a parade and there was a festival for the kids afterwards. So my son and my wife are thoroughly wiped out and taking a nap. So I'm sneaking away to work on this for the next hour. And this project isn't strictly a tutorial, but it is open source. You can find it at github.com/Joshua Skelly/lunchbreak-RL or lunch-break-RL, excuse me. I also tag every single episode. So this is the beginning of episode 13. So if you do a git checkout EP13, the code will be synced up with where I start right now. But that's not necessary. You can just go ahead and just kind of hang out while I work on this little project. Just to kind of, I guess, for folks who are just jumping in the middle of this series, that's cool. The game, as of right now, looks like this. So what we have is we have a list of things in the world. So this happens to be both enemies and items. And on the right side, we have a list of players. Nobody is joined in right now. Down here, you have the turn count, which ticks up to the next turn. What I can do is I can join by tapping !join. And then you'll see me pop in up here. It's pretty dark. Let me leave and come back in and see if I can. Yeah, that's a better color. Yeah, so I pop in. I have 10 health. My little character is right there, and I can type in things such as right. And then on the next available turn, my character will move right. I can also say something like down, down, left. And it will queue up a series of actions that my player will execute until they are out of actions. And any number of folks in Twitch chat can actually join in and play. I think the most I've ever had is 5 or 6 or so. And also on my end with the mouse, I can draw out the basics of a little roguelike dungeon. Procedural generation is something I would like to have in eventually. But right now, I don't mind providing the generation myself. Cool. So this is where the state of the code is. I'm trying to think of where to go with it next. I'd like to actually make these items do something. And I'm thinking of maybe making the verbs that the player can do be, I guess, more reliant on the item that they have. So right now, like if you bump into stuff, you just attack. But I'd rather when you bump into something, you will perform whatever action it is that is for the item you have equipped. And I was thinking of maybe having like a sword could do more damage. I was thinking of having maybe gloves, and gloves let you throw stuff, which would allow way much quicker movement, which could be tactical. I'm also trying to keep it generalized enough too, so that the NPCs can also use these things. So it's just, again, I think I'm just going to keep it like a bump to use kind of format. Let me see. Cool. Chat's pretty quiet today, but it is a holiday. I'm just refreshing my dashboard to make sure I think I'm online. Fairly confident I am. Cool. All right. So where to go? So yeah, I'm thinking the potion will heal you and the chainmail might just increase your max health. I'm not quite sure. Right now, it's just pretty. It's an interesting design challenge because all the players share the same screen. The only really way I could do any sort of like item management would be through the Twitch Whisper API, which just seems kind of an awkward way to do it. So let's see if I can get at least item usage working. Let's see. Okay, let's try that. Yeah, let me fire open my IDE. Here we are. And I think it's in my AI action. There is a move action. And it calls creature.move. And creature.move is actually what figures out if it needs to perform the attack or actually perform the move. I'm wondering, I'm just trying to make sure that that's an okay place for it to be owned. I'm wondering here if in the move action we should check. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a better place to maybe have it live. Hard to say. Because right now, if occupied, so this basically this looks for any entity, and if it's not a creature, continue. Otherwise, we mark this thing as occupied and we attack it. We need to have a better way of resolving what to do, because if it's an item, we should pick it up, and if it's another entity, we should perform whatever held item action we have, I suppose. Okay. So let's work on some proper items. I keep saying the word item, and I don't have any item system in right now. So let's go ahead and do that. So we do have a basic item class under entities. Okay. Right now I'm thinking that we're going to have held items and usable items. And I'm trying to think what that interaction would look like. I guess I'll just pick one and go with it. Yeah, no, it's very quiet today. It's later than normal, so I'm missing the lunch break, and it is a holiday here in the States, so most people are probably out partying and having a good time. Cool. Yeah, that is the thing, is like when you're streaming, it is good to be consistent. So I apologize for being a little bit late today, but it's good to spend time with my family. Item. So I want items to do something like, let's just start stubbing out sword. Entity.entity. And what is it going to do? Yeah, we had a parade for the kiddo and some like the carnival and festival stuff to go to. So there's held items and there are usable items. So I think I want them to provide like a get action, and this should return the default action for the item. I think maybe all items should have this this method, get action. So, and then maybe we have a class held item type item, and it's def get action self something like return pickup action or equip action maybe. So let's go to our AI and action, and then maybe we'll have a class equip item action and def prerequisite self and owner. Right now we'll just return true. And def perform self and owner. Let's also say, I guess, under creature, let's add a self.held item equals none. And this one would just simply say something like equip item. I should probably also take in item, maybe. Def init so and self and item, and they'll call super.init and what else? Self.item equals item, and then here owner.held item equals self.item. And something like class equip item use item type action. Gonna look probably similar. There we go. Prereq for now can just be that. No real prereqs, though we might want some. And this be something like self.item dot how's this gonna work? Items can I guess have a use on self.owner or on owner. Maybe that's how that works. Held item and class usable item of type item. Up here I need to import from AI import action. So here I need to return action dot equip item. Is that okay? Because these typically all end in action, right? So move action, batch move action, idle action, equip item action, and use item action. I guess to make it very, very plain what I'm doing. And self. Just like here, this def get action on self. Return action dot use item action on self. And then this usable item also needs to emit a def use. We'll call this target, I guess. Even though it always uses it on self right now. That's going to have to be okay. Hey, Maker Images. Thanks for popping by chat. This is no longer an entity.entity, but this is a held item. Okay. So held items, the default get action. Yeah, it's interesting. Because this is defining what we do when you bump it. Which I think maybe everything will emit. I don't know. I'm just kind of making things up as I go here. Do entities? I think all entities have names. That's a thing, right? I think we established that. Yeah. And by default, it's the class name, which is okay. So sword will be called sword, which makes sense. Okay. Let me think. So in the creature, we don't want to say entity, or we don't want to break. What we do is we want to get the action instead. So I think entities also need to at least, maybe creature at least needs to emit, or maybe entity itself should, all the way down to def get action self. Owner maybe? That's what I've been calling it, right? Get action. No, just get action. And this just to say return. Again, this is just bumping into any entity. Not quite sure what to do here. Right now, let's just return none, I guess. For creature, we should probably return the attack action. Let's make one of those. Move action. So class attack action of type action. And guess it needs a constructor, right? Just copy the move action, and instead we want a target, and self.target equals target. There we go. Def prerequisite, self and owner. Basically, we need to check if target is in range. Or now it's return true. And then here, def perform. Self comma owner. Something I want to do something like this might not be, well, this, I'm trying to think. If this is attack, I want something. It's sort of attack. It's maybe it's use held. So held action equals owner dot held item dot get action. Maybe. And then here I can just have a class. Let's call it fist of type held item, and we'll just default to having a fist. So this held item is not none. It should be from entities import item, and this held item is equal to item.fist. So really we ought to oh, excuse me. Lost my light. Eventually we might want to have animal, or we might want to have creatures without fists, but that's okay. So right now the held item for any creature can be a fist. Then this item is just a simple fist, and so this action is held item get action, but that returns the that gets the action to pick it up off the ground. What we want is maybe a different type. Def get perform action. Self. This is what we want to do on other critters, I suppose. Yeah. So I'm going to need to make this. Oh man, this is getting a little complicated. So attack, action, type action, and this one is just going to be perform. This will perform form held item action. This will perform the whatever action is in the held item slot, and then this will be the attack that actually does damage to folks. Okay, and then def perform self and owner, and it should just be something like self.target.current health minus equals, say, 1. We could hard code it for now. We could fix it up later. Then an item. This held item, I guess, for the held item, I'll just return attack for the time being, I guess. Return action dot attack action. Action, attack action. We want to attack the target. Do we know the target at this point in time? Target. Form attack action on target. So then creature on its. Okay. So what I want to do is just for every entity. So I don't care if it's creature anymore. I want to just kind of handle them generally. I don't care about occupied. What I want is action to perform equals none, and so here, so if we do find a match, action to perform equals entity dot get action, which I think should be correct. And then this doesn't matter anymore. If action to perform, so if we have an action, perform it, action to perform dot actually perform. I think that's how actions generally work, is they have a prereq and a perform. So let's say if action to perform and action to perform dot prereq. Cool. So if we have an action to perform and it meets the prerequisite, go ahead and perform it. And for entity, I think I have a very generalized. So the get action here is none, which is okay because I do a check. But for creature, we need to have maybe a more interesting get action. Get action. I think it's just self, right? Yeah. And I guess trying to think. Yeah, Felix, I've always had the MooBot here, just kind of doing a little bit of self-promotion for me. Because I don't really talk about what I do very. I mean, I do stuff and I don't really promote myself very much. So the MooBot is just a tiny little effort to have it talk about me for me. And oh, hey Felix, how are you? Return action dot. I guess attack action is fine, and the target would be self. This has been a lot. This has been a lot of coding and not a lot of actually like trying this stuff out. So let's try. Let's see what this does. Yeah, because these item actions are getting a little bit crazy. I don't think they will even work right now. I think. Let me see. Missing char. Item. Oh, interesting. They do need. Okay. I guess. Yeah, F can stand for fist, even though you shouldn't ever see it. We get a crash. Twitch manager has no attribute position. Oh. Yeah, I think what we need to do is where was I? Feature for entity in CNC. So I think the Twitch manager is not actually an entity, if I remember right. I think it's just something that receives updates. Yeah, it's just an object. So I think that the easy thing to do here is just do that check. So if is instance entity and actually an entity.entity. Actually, I just want to say continue and then make this a not. So if it's not an entity, just continue on. Come on. Here we are. I'm doing well. I'm a little tired. We have today's a holiday, so I've been running around with the family most of the morning. They're actually asleep right now, but I'm good. Okay. Twitch chatman has not attribute entity. Wait, what? Where is it complaining? Line. What? Whether an object is an instance of a class. A is a tuple, existence. Which chat manager has no attribute entity? So owner move self. I'm really confused why it's thinking. Oh, we haven't burned down the U.S. yet. Unfortunately, all the fireworks do terrify my dog, so he may come bursting in through the door. Though we did give him some anxiety medicine. Why is this check not? Why is this check behaving the way it is? Which chat manager has no attribute entity? For entity in scene, current scene, entities. So both of I have two dogs. They're both named Sam. One is 12, the other is 11. They're both older dogs. What am I goofing here? Yeah, I am on the West Coast, but I am a little ways away from San Francisco. Yeah, this should be a fine check. I don't know why it's. What if I switch this up? Entity has a scope conflict. Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Oh, yeah. So for let's just say E, 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 E. Yes. Thank you, Felix. That is absolutely correct. There we go. Prereq missing one required positional argument owner. Line 30 in creature. Self, I guess. I think that seems right. Usually the brain is the one in charge of the action, so I don't know. I'm kind of reusing them here. There might be a better way to do this. No. He's absolutely correct. I appreciate the assist. Okay. That seems to be going okay. Join. Down. Yeah, thank you, Maker Images, for getting a hold of that kobold for me. Missing required position action perform self. Let me look at the dot perform. Redirect. All right, let's try this again. Yeah, no, I appreciate you helping me test this out. It took me a little while to get kind of slowly crawl my way over towards the kobolds. Yeah, let's kill this. In task that. There we go. All right, and I think I added that param there. Give it another shot. Okay, down, down, down. Get them. You can also attack each other as well. Here, I'm getting a phone call, but I'll let you folks try this out. Hey, sorry about that. So yeah, my vehicle is at the mechanic right now, and he needed a chat. And he's actually going to call me back here in a few minutes, so I'll probably flip back over to the gameplay screen again. Yeah, maker images. So you shouldn't be able to escape this outer level, but yeah, you can certainly escape below the console, which is probably not desirable. Let me see. Can you guys interact with the items at all? Let me see. Down, down, down. Yeah, no maker images. You shouldn't be able to get outside the level. Currently, the level is defined as this outside box, so you shouldn't be able to get outside that. I'm highly confident of that. Okay. So me interacting with this item will probably crash things, just to give you a heads up. Okay, what did it do? So it's not actually performing so yeah, let me clean up the console output a little bit. Thanks for helping me test, folks. Let's look at this. Our AI action. Let's just let's get rid of this is thinking. That's only for the kobolds. I don't know if we care about is moving right now. Maybe is quipping owner.name and self.item.name and something maybe similar for use is using. Okay. Again, maker images, you shouldn't have to test the corners. Those have been tested out in previous streams. Because I just use a check for containment, and that is provided by the underlying framework. Okay, so and creature, if you collide with an item's get action should return a use item action or a equip item action. So those should do something. And also let me put these, I guess in the scene, let's put the items higher up so they're easier to get to. Where are they? Yeah, potion, X and Y. So the Y, I need to make it maybe 7 and 7 and make it 20 and that should be all right, 25. Oh, the code is far from bugless. I'm just saying that the underlying framework I'm using is pretty mature and pretty well tested. I'm just join. Up, left. Up. Yeah, that should have performed an action. Yeah, let me quit that, close that out, and our items definitely should be. Oh, because they're Joshua. So here in scene, these need to be actual. These are just entities. They need to be items. From entities import item, and this needs to be a potion needs to be an item dot usable item, and let's say the chainmail. Let's just make this a item dot held item dot held item. I think that's correct. Actually, let's just make it a sword. That makes it a little bit, well, yeah. It could still be generalized, I suppose. So this can be sword and S, I guess, for lack of a better term. Yeah, so now we have a usable item and a held item. Item reference before assignment. Oh, Joshua. Let's try that. Entities items has no attribute draw. Yeah, I really need to look over my usage of item here. No attribute draw. Which should have. I mean, they definitely should have a draw from there. I mean, items are entities. Why are you complaining? The append is wrong. Shouldn't it be I that I'm appending? Maybe. Let's take a look at that. In our scene that I'm cobbling stuff together. Yes, thank you. These should be I and not item. So I don't want to append the module because that makes no sense. Hey, Benny DOTOGG. There we go. Now let's test this out. Join. Let's spell it right. Right. Up, right. Joshua Skelly is using potion. Cool. So I guess a design question should be, yeah, now maker images should be able to use the potion as well. Should this block code? Or should you be able to, usually in roguelikes, you can stand on top of something and then that will, yeah. Thank you. Yep, so he's equipping the sword. So yeah, so the correct actions are getting called. We should also still attempt to perform the move action. But yeah, we should also do stuff about, like on this, sorry, I closed it out on you. Yeah, because when we have these actions and this equip, like either of these, we should, on this perform, we should remove the item from the scene. And I'm wondering if the item itself should understand how to remove itself from the scene, or maybe an entity. Maybe an entity should know how to remove itself from the scene. Let's just do that. Def remove self. And then up here we can just import scene and say if self in scene.current scene, scene.current scene.remove self. Okay, so that should allow entities to remove themselves from the current scene if they are in it. So on item now, we should be able to, on this action, I guess. So self owner.held item equals self.item dot remove. That should remove itself from the scene. And then similarly here, self.item dot remove should also remove it from the scene. And then the use owner, let's actually put some console output here so we can see what's going on. So let's not put it here, let's cut that and let's put it in the items use. Use paste that there. From UI import console. Use target. So blank. So owner.name. So items don't have owners. Yeah, the item actually does it. The item only knows what's its. So self, or yeah, item itself is being used on something else. So target.name. So the potion is being used on blank. All right, folks. Testing time. And of course, I always spawn in really far away. See if that gets it. Oh, and we crash. What did I mess up? Usable item has no attribute item. Oh, duh. Of course. Here, we'll fire this back up again. Let's do that. Hopefully we spawn in a little bit closer to the items as well. Cool. Join. And just write for me. Right. Right. Okay. Once more. Okay. Scene is not iterable. What? Oh, the so entity and scene dot entities. Pretty sure that's how that works. Yeah. Yes. And task it and try again. All right, join. Yeah, see. I guess Benny, if you could grab that potion, see if it breaks things. I'd appreciate the help. I'm also thinking I need to lengthen the how much time is per turn. Nope, I don't want to attack you. I'll sit here and let you do it. Yep, something's still goofed. Scene object has no attribute remove. Self Joshua. Yep. All right. Nice. Cool, yeah. So I picked up the potion. It didn't do anything to me, but it did remove it from the scene, which is what we were kind of going for. Cool. And Benny should be able to grab that sword as well, even though it doesn't do anything. Oh, the anticipation. Nice, yeah. Benny Dog, or Benny.og is equipping sword. Cool. Yeah, so that seems to be doing all right. Yeah, I think we're at an okay place to commit the code. Not super perfect, but we're building up some actions now that we can do some interesting stuff with. And actually, the kobolds should also be able to pick up those items as well. I hadn't thought about that, but yeah, I guess if we let them run around long enough too, they should. I mean, they just move at random, so it would take them forever. But potentially, they can grab stuff, which is interesting. Okay, let me just commit this stuff real quick, and then I'll just let I'll create a little dungeon and we can play for a little bit at the end. Pardon me, at the end of the stream. Okay, get status. Get add dot get commit dash m. Items can be picked up. Get push origin. Let's also look at our tags real quick. Get tag. Get tag dash a EP14, I think, and dash m episode 14. Get push dash dash tags. Cool. All right, and I'll just let this thing go. There we are. Yeah, so this is it's coming up on an hour right now, and I just wanted to thank everybody for stopping by. It really means a lot to me to support me in my creative endeavors. Also, I want to thank my subscriber. I have one subscriber now. His name is Gavin. He goes by the handle Fifth Elephant, and I really appreciate him subscribing. And I will thank all of my subscribers at the end of all my streams. So if you want me to thank you, I will thank you by name if you do that. Also, I'm thinking about having maybe the last Friday of every month be a subscriber directed stream. So I'm planning on streaming a good chunk of Friday, and whatever the subscribers tell me to work on, I'll work on. So if you want to make me work on something, subscribe, and you will get to dictate to me what I work on. All right, folks, I will see you tomorrow. Have a good day, and I'll just let this run. Bye.